Okay, I'll give you the TLDR of the Valorant drama. Supposedly, Ibai is saying on his stream, it's actually quite interesting. He's saying that yesterday, Riot called them into a meeting and said, "You're kicked from VCT. KOI is out of VCT. They're gone." And his main premise of his argument is they didn't get any warning at all. They weren't told, they weren't said, if you don't do this, you're out. They didn't say your performance is bad, they didn't say your social media is bad, they didn't say the skin sales are bad. They said nothing. They didn't say anything along the lines of you need to improve on this or any kind of sense of you are going to get kicked from the league soon. So yesterday, Riot got a meeting with KOI and said, "You're kicked out of VCT and we're going to announce it publicly tomorrow." That's what they said in the meeting. Zero warnings at all year about anything or meetings from Riot. And Riot just contacted them yesterday, said, "You're out of VCT and we're announcing it tomorrow." That's it. So that's why Ibai is doing this thing, because he's very, very, very upset and disappointed in Riot, asking publicly now that he has to make this all public, obviously, because the announcement's coming out today. And he's arguing basically that he has employees, he has people working in the staff, he has players on contracts, and he's not given any heads up. He's not given any warnings, he's not given any time frames to work with. He's just told, "You're kicked from the league, and it's announced tomorrow, and I'll give you more details later." That's his main, problem with this. And you can see here, the VCT EMEA update just came out 2 minutes ago and says, Riot Games has terminated their partnership with KOI. All of the KOI players are free agents at the end of the season. It's related exclusively to VCT EMEA. So everyone's really confused in the VCT scene, and Ibai is arguing on a stream right now. Apparently in the meeting they had yesterday, Ibai said, "Hey, I'll come back to VCT. I'll use my Ibai Twitch.tv to stream the games and I'll be more involved. Don't jump to this decision out of nowhere. Give us something to work with." And Riot said, "Nope, you're out, bye." And we're announcing it tomorrow. So Ibai is saying he tried everything he could with his brand, his image, the KOI image, to keep the spot. And he got no heads up at all. And Riot just said, "You're out." And so he's really mind blown, and he's really disappointed, and he's kind of yeah. So KOI must have done something, right? Something must have happened for them to be removed from Valorant. What that is, I have no idea. But to get rid of someone like KOI and Ibai and just kick them from a league, something must have happened. They were really bad, so they got kicked. Someone in the chat says, if this applied to LEC, multiple teams would have been kicked by now. That's true, I guess. I still think it's fucking crazy that KOI got kicked from VCT. I still think it's crazy. I really think that Riot needs to say why. Because they're saying that they got kicked, their employees now have no job, they had no warning, they had 12 hours from being told they're kicked, the announcement going out. What the fuck happened? Because Riot just tweeted that we're kicking them for breaking the fucking rules. So what rules did they break? Why can't they just say what rules they broke? Isn't that I wouldn't give a fuck if they just tweeted, "We're kicking KOI from the league for these rules." That's fine. Go on then. But you can't... The speculation is out of control. All of the fans of KOI are now saying, "Let's fucking boycott Riot." It's Jesus. Apparently, Ibai said that they had a clause that Ibai needed to co-stream and he didn't. Wait, so that's the reason they broke? That's the rule break? That's the rule break? You need to co-stream, didn't co-stream, kicked? No warning, no nothing, no heads up, no asking "Yo man, why aren't you co-streaming?" That's gotta be more to it. If that's the reason, that's fucking weird. Okay, I don't think that's the reason. But if that was to be the reason, That sounds like they wanted to get rid of them ages ago, and they found any fucking excuse in the book to get rid of them. Which is like the only reason that they would do that. Which would make zero sense. That's like the whole fucking like, yeah, you just find any reason and you just kick them. There probably is more to it. Because I feel like, I don't know, Ibai's side is the only side, right? But he did say that he told them that he would co-stream every game from now on, and in League, and anything they needed. And they still said no. So...
Vuelve a los co-streamings porque con Sergio Ferra no está siendo suficiente, por ejemplo, o porque nos gusta más cómo lo haces tú. Perfecto, pero tú me estás diciendo que KOI depende de que mi existencia esté ligada absolutamente a los streamings, siendo el único club de VCT que lo tiene. Si yo, Fernando, pierdo las dos piernas porque estoy jugando a fútbol o me pegan una paliza por la calle y estoy durante meses de baja, ¿nos echan de VCT? O sea, si yo acabo hasta...
Basically, what he's saying is he's really pissed off that they got kicked because he needs to coach from every game. Because he's arguing that does he have to be there for everything always, forever? Like, does he have to be there for every day of every coach room of everything? If he loses both of his legs playing football or some shit, and he can't stream for like a few weeks or whatever, is that it? We're just kicked from the league? That's basically what he's saying.
Hasta los cojones de estar en redes sociales porque no me apetece estar en streaming, porque estoy pasando un momento de mierda.
He says, sometimes I go through like shit in my life and I don't want to open up social media.
Por lo que sea que me ha pasado.
Or whatever is happening to him.
Ahora mismo en directo.
He doesn't want to go live or something. Is KOI not allowed to compete?
Que tiene ese asterisco.
And they're the only club with that asterisk, with that necessity.
Pero es que además, como tú dices, KOI es de los pocos clubs, o de los clubs en
KOI
este
is one of
sentido,
the only
que
clubs,
más invierte en creadores de contenido.
KOI is one of the only clubs that like converts or invites, I don't know what that word is, content creators to the club.
Muchísimos cientos de miles de euros al año en creadores de contenido, dejando a Sergio Ferra en una oficina que es de los pocos
basically saying they pay shit tons of a year for content creators for KOI.
Con Ulises.
Yeah, I mean they pay a lot. They do have a lot of content creators across KOI, across loads of esports. And I think he's just really frustrated that he can't miss any day of any week of anything, otherwise he's going to be kicked from a league. I mean, I understand his frustration, but if you sign a contract saying you will, that's kind of on them. Okay, valid. If you sign a contract saying I'll co-stream every day and then you don't co-stream for a few weeks, wouldn't you think that the best course of action as Riot would to be like, yo man, why aren't you co-streaming? You okay? Everything okay? Or by the sounds of it, what happened is they said nothing, and then they just called up and said, you're fucking kicked. And then put the phone down. We're announcing it tomorrow. Wouldn't it be like better to be like, yo man, why aren't you coaching me? Because we're in this fucking, we're in like a, they're in like a partnership, right? But I don't know, that's the only side of the story. The only side of the story is Ibai saying they didn't even talk to him. But there could be other reasons why they're kicked. Like if I don't co-stream for a week or two, I would like hope that Riot's like, yo man, you good? They wouldn't be like, Caedrel, we're actually removing you globally from all co-streams forever, and we're actually just you're fucking kicked. Wait, why are you saying finally? Why are you saying Pog? Hey, what the fuck? What would you do if that happened? If that happened, I would probably, and I was blocked from all league stuff, I would probably stream variety, but less than I normally do. I would probably do like a few hours, like I would do like 20 hours, 30 hours a week of like, no, I would go full-time variety, I think, for a bit, see how I feel. I would. I think I would end up doing variety. This is exactly how I think it would go. I would do variety for like 2 or 3 months. I would get like frustrated because sometimes random variety games just tilt the fuck out of me, and then I would end up downloading WoW again, and I would just become a full-time WoW streamer. That is exactly what would happen. And I would just be a PvP WoW streamer who raids every now and then.
welcome back to another
And
round
that's what that would
of
be.
GB Sports. This time around, it's GX who's going to be testing their skills on the Rift with a bit of.
And I would go rank 1 and WoW.
Gentlemen, are you two ready?
Yep.
All right, start your engines, and then in 3.
Obviously, if Koshumi dies, my viewership will go
1,
down.
go.
That's just how. Isn't that everyone's stream or shit, whatever, for Koshumi?
What?
No right clicks, Noah.
This guy, you need to